Alright, welcome back to Hearts of Iron 4 Millennium Dawn modded playthrough of Chechnya. We are kind of in our last throes fighting Ukraine right now. Time has run out. We did make it to a major power, but we could have done a lot better. So, this is going to have this be the finale is Chechnya versus Ukraine. We already beat up Russia, or what was left of Russia. And we did eliminate that pocket. So all those units are going to go press on those lines. It looks like yeah, we're still suffering with resources. Yeah, I don't know if we'll be able to push through here if they're able to supply these somehow. I guess we're attacking, so that... Oh, there he goes. See, that's what I figured, is that they had no supply. Is this... Yeah, this guy still hasn't got his uh planner bonus yet. Actually surprising. It's a wood finished. We got some gifts. They're giving us gifts. That's just crazy how long that border is. It'd be a nightmare. Play it off. Play it off. We don't want to fight Europe in the middle of another war. That would not be an interesting fight at all. You just get rolled up. And we really don't have an Air Force left. I guess we have multi-role fighters, but they're horrible. This is all that's left all over. Is That's pathetic. That's really bad. Yeah, and I think we basically win from this point on. I would assume, based on current conditions, for me to even attack, I'm not going to speak on Europe, but for me to attack China, I would have to take out all of South America just so I could solidify our resource income. Just to do that. And that would take forever. Because not only do I not have a navy, I'm pretty confident. Yep. Brazil has not a very big navy, but it's twice to 10 times as big as ours, and ours is literally a bunch of cheap ships that are just for show. So I really don't think there's anything we could do there. That'd be kind of wild. That would be a wild play. But anyway, this is probably going to finish up ahead of Christmas and all the holidays. So happy Christmas, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, all that, whatever you're celebrating. I don't know. There's probably stuff I've never heard of across the world going on. So enjoy. But yeah, I think we can safely say we are going to win this within this episode, and it is the year 2055 by the time we end this, or 2054. Sorry. We've we've had a small war. This isn't even a big war. Like I've had wars with the United States versus China and Russia where it went insane. There were like tens of millions of casualties and it was wild times. But no, it was a pretty interesting playthrough. I definitely wish I had done a lot of like things differently. I just had never played a country kind of like Chechnya. So definitely learned a lot this playthrough. So that was good. Probably good to have happen. Definitely a slow start though. Well, I mean, okay, it's a fast start, and there's a slow, immediate following like time frame after the start. It's like very important time, but super slow. When you're just trapped between Russia and it's just Russia. I could see possibly if I had played the beginning even like better or more perfectly, I may have been able to get out with causing a rebellion and trying that. So I definitely want to try different things with that start at a different date. Probably won't come back to that for a while though. And then definitely the research with Chechnya was definitely holding us back. The It was like what? I'm gonna say it was 10 years to 15 years where it was just wasted where I could have had space program. So from the 2020 like 8 range, I probably should already had the space program. I don't know why that wasn't like why it didn't trigger until 2040, and I really didn't do anything. And looking at the requirement, it was just ballistic missiles. And I've had like missiles forever. So I still don't understand that mechanic. All right, so we have our primary divisions attacking right now. I think these others, like other than having no fighting strength, are okay. I'm actually not gonna assault with that other division, but they're at 49% assault or fighting strength. You can get camouflage expert. Yeah, they need to stop. We'll go ahead and activate attacks right there. Then let's get a plan going for this one. So while they're recovering equipment, we'll just go for like this airfield. Yeah, we have too many infantry divisions. They're not going to be able to hold us back. As we approach Kiev. Yeah, somehow this airfield is just on lock. They have that defended to a T. I think, yeah, we're not making that, so. Supply lines are good. Not great. Let's see, where do we die off here? Kind of in this range. You're right at the end there. So we have no airdrop capability. This is the only way we're going to be able to push forward. And that is super inefficient. We actually do have air superiority. That's crazy. Alright, so we got a little bit of plan bonus. We're just going to use that as a additional thrust. Looks like we did push him out of the central region. Yep, central region is falling on the push towards Kiev. This tile, then probably this one, or some of these. We actually made it out of that airfield now. They're trying to draw reinforcements somewhere else. Looks like we're one step closer to the airfield. It's like got it surrounded. Actually surprised we assaulted that. Yep. And we'll be walking into that. Alright, let's check intel as well. That's the next thing. 10 days. And that'll be ready for like a final push if they don't capitulate beforehand. Which they might. They should. I mean, we are also low, really low on supplies as far as vehicles and equipment. Yep. Overfilled airfields. Our units are making a push down the center here. Mission was accomplished. The next offensive thrust is right there. Let them get into position. We may have them on a route. So I may just activate this. Yep, I'm just going to go ahead and activate it. Where we get every unit attacking. And just push as deep as we can into their lines. $5 days. I bet the war ends before we get that next install. I'm willing to bet. And I'm going to have to play as North Korea. That is what y'all voted for. That might be harder than Chechnya. I don't know which is harder. I'm about to find out though. I could lose that immediately, honestly. It'd be great. That would be hilarious. Looks like we did a thrust for Kiev. I think we took it. Alright. Well, that's the end of the war. Oh my god. That was much harder to do. We're just gonna puppet all of Ukraine. There's really no resources we want. See, there's no tech metals, which is why this is so far away from being like a possible playthrough. So anyway, go ahead and puppet them. Was accepted. Nothing left to do. With that, all right. We're gonna push. Where's the thingy? There it is. We're gonna push for suppressing subjects. And all I'm gonna build are forts probably. I should be a little bit more tactical if I ever want to play this save again for whatever reason. Same with the Burundi. Like, I kept that save too. I'll probably just... I don't know, it's pretty impossible to get all that right. To get set up to play it on the right version, though. But here we go. Probably the time we can start looking through. I may be able to run this fast now that the war is over. But I'm going to go ahead and throw them into the training division. Up there. Let's see how fast I can integrate a country. Yeah, because 450 should be enough. Right, because I have to spend 400 total. Go down to Puppet, go to Autonomous Region, integrate, I believe. Oh, wow, look at that too. I think we already have max. We're not planning on lowering it, so. What are our stats? Yeah, we would be... We might be close to a great power if I get this figured out and integrated real quick. Alright, so we're gonna activate this. It's gonna take 30 days. definitely want to see them integrated. Yeah, we're gonna use that extra political power. Oh, I didn't mean to drop that by 5. Whoops. Well, we probably have a few factories now. And where did our corporate tax rate go to? Tax costs 36% with 25% corp tax. Yep. So we're average is about 100 productivity lower than us, so we're actually moving up in the world. Oh, we have fusion reactors. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, so I'm gonna need, because I pressed that stupid button. And they are fighting back now, so suppressed subjects is canceling out some of that. We have bureaucratic drain until June. I think by June we'll have everything we need by June. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick up the pace. There's really nothing we're gonna do other than try and get this down. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cancel that. Our construction queue, that's fine. I just need to watch it. Yeah, because I want to see what this does for our population. Too. That'll be very interesting. Because we may get people, and if we get people, we might actually get average worker fulfillment up. But it doesn't even look like we have a million as a... I mean, they're not... They're puppeted. They're not even included in our... Let's see. The next day, I should have this down. Oh, I have 17 days I have to wait. Well, that's frustrating. Alright, well, let me queue up some more. You literally have a timer. You can't do it faster than a certain rate. Looks like they were building forts. Protective forts. Yeah, all these borders with Europe. Just a nightmare. Something like right over that airfield. Yeah, if I wanted to... And I think the north side has NATO, so I basically need a border to the north, too. It's pretty terrible. I'm not as worried about NATO, though. Europe's more of a threat. So the capital is there. I wouldn't want to sacrifice that for nothing. Alright. Yeah, because now we have non-aligned Ukraine with Petrozima. I probably said that wrong. Yeah. Look at the aggression from NATO and Europe. China's actually chill. Chinese are pretty chill over there. Been a nice surprise. Because they could have not been chill. Considering how much they've expanded. And then I think 4 days. So April, May, and then June. So by June, yeah, I should be able to click the button by June. Yeah, I have plenty of political power because of that. Yeah, so we'll make the final Chechnya and let it ride with that. Go ahead and annex it. So many things I gotta build. Like Kiev. Gotta get those forts. Is it Kiev or is it Kiev? I've heard it pronounced both ways. Like this, I don't know. I guess it doesn't really matter. It's like the difference between like a northerner being like Washington versus like Washington. Heard some weirdness all over the world, different accents. All right, let's go. Let's see how we wrap this up. Right now, this falls off on the 16th of June, so about 1 month. Currently 3.3% of the GDP of the Earth. And we did just finally get future engines. That's hilarious. That took that long. We have $98 trillion in our treasury. We realistically invested something like 15 trillion into international investments, but we lost 11.5 or something. trillion because we had to go into debt due to mid-game mismanagement. Yeah, and it would take 3 years to replace all our lost IFVs just to break even again. I don't know how many 10 years to replace all the tanks with our current resources. Like, this is terrible. Absolutely terrible. And that is why I messed up this playthrough is effectively over because I can't take anything close enough to make that effective. And if it would take me years just to sneak by and get that done. I could do it, but it would take years. I'd have to act like the Chinese stealing foreign goods from Africa. Just go over here for all the tech metals I need. Yeah, we'd be sitting. There's no shot. I mean, my Air Force air superiority fighters, I'd be fine. But the Navy, that's just too many ships. I can't wage a war. Yeah, like I'd have to take out Brazil, all of South America, maybe even take over Australia, who's actually big in this game. I believe. Did they. Or was that in the America playthrough? No, Indonesia's their puppet. Yeah, so Australia owns Indonesia in this game, which is different. Couldn't even assault them. I do have access to the open ocean, though. As limited as that is. And we do have our railroad done, maybe? Yep. That rail line is done. The wildly long, the Ural rail line that we spent years building. That did finish up. It's good. I think through our military conquest, we have a rail line all the way to Kiev and the Europe front that's a size 6. That's pretty funny. I wouldn't say it's funny, but it's cool. I correct myself there. All right, it's crunch time. It's already June. When can we click this? So the 30th day mark is done. We're waiting on bureaucratic drain, which is the 16th. We're almost done with that. We do have max satellites soon. I've noticed that Turkey isn't bombing us right now, which is interesting. Yeah, because if I was gonna attack Europe, I'd have to have a front line here, a front line now here and here. Let's do 4 major front lines. Plus, they're gonna naval invade me constantly here and up here. Really 6. So I'd have to have 2 big fallback like area defenses. That would be a nightmare. Fighting Europe would be horrible. We're just gonna be buds. The Chinese line. This just looks insane. And yes, the United States and China do border each other. And really in 2 spots. Yeah, and did they integrate Japan yet? In Taiwan? I see North Korea exists as one thing. So they integrated Taiwan. They have not integrated Japan. And before the end of this playthrough, we did get the max tier rockets, which is it's sad. It was the very end. That it was 30 years too late. Literally 30 years in this game. But no, it was pretty fun. I definitely appreciated everyone watching. Anyone that stuck around to watch, the hell of a time. All the comments, the advice, definitely needed at different times. Nah. Here we go. Because I'm going to do this for the end. All right. So let's let it cycle through probably to the end of the month. We'll see. I push this over the 100 billion mark. Or, sorry, 100 trillion. And everything's settling. I lowered our worker fulfillment. It made it worse. Made our problem worse. Look at this. 53. And it boosted. So we basically got like a 50% buff of our pop for our core realm. And we went from 300 million to 450. So we got 150. So half of what we had. Doubled our income. Let's look where we're getting yeah, it's still showing us at 3.3. I don't think this is accurate. I think that refreshes on the month. So we'll hold off on that. We'll take a look at the ledger as we wrap up here. GDP. Boom. A solid 4th place. Yeah, we could definitely annex all of everything that's left or puppet them. But it would take some time and then work our way up. Like you could play that. That's a long game though. It'd probably be 2100 or something if it let me play that long before I even could compete with Europe. We're about 50 years back still. We didn't make up any ground. Territory wise, we're in 4th place with owned states, controlled, owned, controlled. I don't know what the difference is. Occupying, we're not really. 4 states, we're also 4th behind the United States. And then, yeah, with subject stuff, we're still. I don't think we even have the subject right now, right? So we're just holding steady at 4th. Industry-wise, we're a solid 5th place. So room to grow there. Honestly, our best target would be China or the United States, really, to attack, I would think. Probably China because the Navy situation is less worrisome. Yeah, they have a ton of naval yards. That's wild. But having a land border between Europe or China, whoever we have to attack, gotta go attack China. Plus all the resources are here. So, anyway, that's where we ended up there. Let's see. Guess we could wait for combat foreign influence to wrap up, which is a while, so hell no. Yeah, 4.7 with... Yeah, we're kind of on the border of being a great power, but we're not. And if we got 15% increase, what is that? 1.15 times 4.7. Terribleness. We'd be like 5.2, and we need 6 or something, 6.5. Yeah, so we're definitely not a great power, even if we combat our foreign influence. So that's gonna be where we wrap up, I think, on the Chechnya run. That was good. Happy holidays to everyone that's watching this around the time this releases, coming later. Appreciate you watching the series all the way through to here, or joining us on the last episode. Anyway, y'all have a good one. Take care.